Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Archibald, your moderator for tonight. And thank you for joining us for our third episode of Youth Truth. This is a subsidiary of the Franklin Entrepreneur and Apprenticeship Center. If you care about providing the necessary training and preparation of our youth, give us a call at the number on your screen and tell us how you can help. We also welcome your monetary donations to help keep this forum for our local youth thriving. To learn more about FEAC, visit us at www.feacmaryland.org, and that's FEAC Maryland.org. Our topic of discussion is the historic 2012 elections and its implications on our community. I'm pleased to introduce our panel of commentators. Our first guest is Brother Jamal Vitos, a local college student in his junior year, and majoring in finance. Jamal is also the president of his school's Black Student Unit. Let's give him a hand. We also have Brother Terrence Gray, a local college student who is currently in his junior year. Terrence is majoring in international business specialization. Come on, let's give him a hand. We have Sister Chanel Norrie, one of our own Youth Truth moderators and a local poet. Chanel is also a local college student finishing her senior year as an English major. We also have our Sister Stacy Smith, a respected local community activist and organizer. Ms. Smith is the CEO of Communities Organized to Improve Life Incorporated and managing partner of the Urban Business Center. Let's give her a hand. Okay, today we're talking about the historic 2012 elections. And one of the first topics of discussion is the minority vote. For those that made it to the polls, I know in my area we were able to look. I've been going to the same poll for approximately 15 years, and this is actually the first time that I've seen this high level of youth attending, young people attending, young adults. And what we wanted to discuss today is how this historic voting had an effect on our youth. So we're going to start out in discussion in minority vote. We saw that youth came out, but we also saw a high level of minority vote of people who showed up. So what I'm going to ask the panel, do you think that with this new trend of minorities and Latinos showing up to vote, do you see this as a trend that it was just maybe something, a fluke, something that just happened, or is it something that you feel is going to continue? Let's start with our brother Jamal.
If you look back to the 2000 elections, the Caucasian vote continues to decrease every 4 years. In 2000, it was 76. In 2004, it was 74. In 2008, it's 72. And now in the past election, it was 70. The minorities are not only coming of age of the voting age, but it's their issues. It's abortion rights, it's privacy, it's the transition from the civil rights era to the modern age era. It's the 21st century generation coming to claim what is theirs. It is their generational issues. It is their time to shine. It is their time to claim their country. So I don't think it's a fluke. I think it's more of what will keep happening. But more than that, I think it is the minorities are starting to take more interest that they have the power, that now they must vote, because if they don't vote, the issues will pass them by.
Okay. Sister Chanel, how do you feel about that?
I'm just going to have to piggyback off of what Jamal said. I mean, this is no longer a time period where this generation will just sit back and let people boss them around. I mean, we have a choice to make decisions that can affect our life pretty much. So it's imperative that the younger generation goes out and vote, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who are going to be very much affected by the outcomes of the vote. So I think that, again, as Jamal said, it isn't a fluke. We're just stepping up to the plate and realizing that, this is our generation and we need to take control of it.
Okay. Brother Terrence, how do you feel about that?
I think I'll start with saying, like, a very interesting fact is the share of the Caucasian vote that Mitt Romney got is the same exact vote that George H.W. Bush got in the 1988 election. And he won in a landslide. He won 43 states. Mitt Romney lost. And the truth is, we're coming into this, I like to say it, what is Dr. King's dream? And what I mean by that is we're becoming a minority nation. And look at our president. He's a biracial man, and we tend to forget that. And when you see the sometimes demonization when it comes to illegal immigrants directed to the Hispanic vote and everything like that, they came out in massive numbers. The African American vote in Ohio, which was the state that brought President Obama over the top, went up and not decreased. So what we're really seeing is that we're a more progressive society. We care about equal rights for gays, and you see we're more lax on when it comes to drugs and how we treat people. And so I definitely think this is a trend that will continue because we are becoming a majority minority nation.
Okay, Sister Stacey, how do you feel?
I feel like I must concur with the gentleman on the end that it's come to fruition. In 2002, the minority became the majority as it pertains to the population in the United States. However, I don't think it's just an evolutionary process of young people coming to understanding the new generation. What I think it is a lot of intentionality behind strategic planning with political structures. Obama was brilliant in how he accessed the youth pop culture and made it a part of the actual trend. So I think not only has it become more user-friendly, it's become more accessible, where you have Mitt Romney just having the status quo come out and do the what I call the business as usual campaign. You have phenoms such as Jay-Z and others who were meeting with the president, and he embraced it. So he made it a part of that culture. So I think if we continue to have what you call political analysts who are strategic enough to inculcate the youth and understand their voice, I believe it will go forward.
So let me just ask this question, because it seems like everyone seems to be on the same page as far as we see this as a trend moving forward. But do you see that, is it possible that they only, because they needed the vote, access the minorities? Do you see that as, do they need us going forward? Or is this just something that we needed them now to take us through this part? Will they continue to need us?
I think the Republicans got served another notice that they must adapt to the times. They can no longer count on middle-class white men to win elections. That if they continue to ignore immigration with the Latinos, if they continue to ignore the black community, if they continue to ignore this new generation coming up, that their party will falter, that we will soon be in a one-party nation where the Democrats are fighting themselves to win national elections, because the Republicans have gotten to this thing that they have not progressed past the 1960s. They are still the party platform that has controlled their parties for 50 years. There's no greater realization of that than the Tea Party. They can't even control their own base. So I think it is definitely they're going to need us, because if they don't, they risk the crumbling of their whole organization.